Okay, so I need to tell you something that is going to sound like career advice heresy. Sometimes the right move is to stop looking for a job, not take a break, not pause and regroup. Actually stop, deliberately, strategically, with intention, and redirect that energy somewhere completely different. I know, everything you've been told says the opposite. They say, keep applying, stay consistent. The right opportunity is just around the corner. Persistence is the whole game. And look, I've said versions of that myself on this channel. It's not wrong exactly, but it's not always right either. And I've been sitting with this topic for a while because I've watched it happen too many times. Artists in a job search that has gone on way too long, months, sometimes over a year, who are still grinding through applications, still refreshing job boards, still tailoring cover letters, still following up, still doing everything they're supposed to do. And the search is not just failing. It's actively damaging them, costing them time, energy, confidence, and in some cases actual income that they could be generating a completely different way. And nobody is telling them to stop, because stopping feels like giving up, and giving up feels like failure. So they keep going into a strategy that stopped making sense for their situation a long time ago. Here's the thing though. Quitting a job search is not the same as quitting 3D. Not even close. And the artists who make the call to stop searching, who redirect that energy towards something with better returns for their specific situation, often look back on that decision as one of the best they made. Not a defeat, a pivot, a smarter play. So today I'm going to give you 5 specific signs that it's time to make that call. And what to do instead. This is not a jobs are bad, go freelance video. That's too simple and honestly a little irresponsible as advice. For a lot of 3D artists, especially those who want stability, who work best with structure, who want to be part of a team, a studio job is absolutely the right goal and worth pursuing seriously. This is also not a your job search is failing because you're doing it wrong video. We covered the application mechanics in the last video, the data, the methodology, what works. This is a different conversation. This is specifically about recognizing when a job search has run its course for your situation. When continuing, it is costing more than it's returning. When the evidence, if you look at it honestly, is telling you something that your pride or your momentum or your sunk cost is making it hard to hear. I'm going to give you 5 specific concrete signs, not vibes, not feelings, observable patterns that, if they're present in your situation, indicate that the job search is no longer the highest leverage use of your time and energy. And for each sign, I'm going to tell you what the redirect looks like. Because stopping without redirecting is just stopping. And that's not what I'm advocating for. Let's get into it. Before the 5 signs, I need to address something that I think is the real reason most artists stay in an unproductive job search way longer than they should. And it's not laziness. It's not lack of self-awareness. It's not even the sunk cost fallacy, though that's part of it. It's that a job search gives you something really important that's very easy to confuse with actual progress. It gives you activity. It gives you the feeling of doing something. Every application sent is a thing done. Every cover letter written is effort expended. Every job board refreshed is a task completed. And in the absence of real forward momentum, in the silence between applications and responses, that activity becomes a substitute for the actual thing you want, which is a career that's working. And here's what makes it so hard to walk away from. The activity is not fake. The effort is real. The applications are real. The hope that the next one will be different is real. It's just that the return on that effort has dropped to a level that, if you looked at it clearly like a business decision, like an investor evaluating a position, would be immediately obvious as something worth exiting. But it's hard to look at it clearly when you're inside it, which is exactly what the 5 signs are designed to help you do. One of them, and I'll tell you which one when we get there, is the one that most people recognize immediately when they hear it. The one that makes people go, oh, yeah, that's been happening. And it's the one that I think is the most important signal of all. Not because it's the most obvious, but because of what it tells you about the specific thing that needs to change. Let's go through them. Sign 1. You've been searching for more than 6 months with no meaningful conversations. Let me be specific about what meaningful conversation means. Not an automated response, not a polite rejection, an actual human exchange, an interview, a portfolio review, a genuine back and forth with someone at a studio or company that indicated real interest in you specifically. If you've been applying consistently for 6 months or more and have not had a single meaningful conversation, this is a signal. Not necessarily that your skills are insufficient, not necessarily that the market is impenetrable, but that something about the approach is not working and has not worked for long enough that continuing the same approach is unlikely to produce different results. 6 months is not a number I chose arbitrarily. It's roughly the period after which the job search data, the kind I was looking at in the last video, suggests that the problem has shifted from bad luck or timing to structural. Something about how you're presenting, positioning, or targeting is genuinely misaligned with what you're applying for. And that misalignment cannot be fixed by more applications. It needs a diagnostic. Now, the redirect here is not necessarily to stop job searching. It's to stop and diagnose before continuing. What specifically has the response pattern been telling you? Is it that you're getting no responses at all, which suggests a positioning or portfolio problem? Or are you getting initial interest that dies after the portfolio, which suggests a portfolio to role mismatch? Or are you getting to interviews and then losing momentum, which suggests a communication or expectation gap? 6 months of data is enough to diagnose. Use it, then decide whether to continue, pivot the approach, or redirect entirely. Sign 2. The jobs you're applying for don't actually excite you. Okay, this one requires honesty. Real honesty. Not, I'd be happy doing that work, honesty, but when I imagine being in that role 3 years from now, does something in me light up? Honesty. Because here's what happens with a prolonged job search. The criteria drift. You start with specific goals, a certain type of role, a certain type of studio, work that genuinely interests you. And then month 2 hits and nothing has converted and you start widening the net. Month 4 and you're applying to things that are adjacent to what you wanted. Month 6 and you're applying to things that have almost nothing to do with what you originally set out to do, just because they're there and they mention 3D somewhere in the description. I've been there. It happens gradually and it feels reasonable each step of the way. And before you know it, you're deep in a search for a job you don't actually want, that won't actually satisfy you, that will, if you somehow get it, put you in a position you'll be trying to exit within 18 months. The redirect here is not to raise your standards artificially. It's to get honest about what you actually want and then assess whether the job market can deliver that for you right now, given your current positioning. If the answer is no, if the gap between what you want and what you can currently access is significant, the honest move might be to build toward the thing you want through a different path while you close that gap. Freelance projects in the niche you want. Personal work that positions you for the role you want. Skill development that makes you genuinely competitive for the thing that actually excites you. A job you don't want is not a stepping stone. It's a detour, usually. Sign 3. Your portfolio is getting compliments but not interviews. This one is the O. Yeah, that's been happening, sign I mentioned. And here's why it's so important. Compliments on your portfolio from other artists, from community members, from the people who see it organically. These feel like validation. They feel like evidence that the work is good, which it may well be. But compliments from peers are not the same currency as interest from employers or clients. And when the ratio between compliments and actual professional interest is very skewed, lots of the former, none of the latter, it's telling you something specific. It's telling you that your portfolio is resonating with the wrong audience, that it's positioned for artistic appreciation rather than professional application, that the work looks impressive in a general sense, but doesn't clearly signal capability for a specific type of role at a specific level. We talked about this in the portfolio positioning video. The difference between a portfolio that impresses artists and a portfolio that convinces clients and employers. This sign is the live version of that problem. You're experiencing it in real time. The redirect here is a portfolio audit specifically for the roles you're targeting. Not, is this work impressive, but does this work clearly demonstrate that I can do the specific thing the studio or client needs? Those are different questions, and they often have different answers. Sign 4. The job search has become your primary source of anxiety. Now, I want to be careful here because I'm not suggesting you should stop anytime a job search causes stress. Job searching is stressful by nature. Putting yourself out there, waiting for responses, managing rejection. This is not comfortable for anyone, and discomfort is not a reason to stop. But there's a different thing that happens in a prolonged, unproductive search that goes beyond normal stress. It's a specific kind of chronic low-grade anxiety that has detached from any specific event. It's not, I'm anxious because I just submitted an application and I'm waiting to hear. It's, I'm generally anxious most of the time, and the anxiety is specifically attached to the job search, and it doesn't lift even when I'm not actively working on applications. This matters for a career reason, not just a well-being reason. Although the well-being reason is legitimate and important in its own right, full stop. The career reason is this. When the job search has become a source of chronic anxiety, it affects the quality of everything attached to it. The applications become defensive rather than confident. The portfolio reviews become painful rather than informative. The interviews, when they happen, are colored by the accumulated weight of months of disappointment in a way that's visible to the person on the other side. The search is now working against itself. The anxiety that comes from the prolonged search is making the search less effective, which extends the search, which increases the anxiety. That loop needs to be broken, and sometimes the only way to break it is to step out of it entirely. The redirect here is not to give up on the goal. It's to change the approach in a way that gives you agency again. Freelance work, even small, even below where you want to be, gives you the feeling of making things happen rather than waiting for things to happen to you. That shift in agency is psychologically meaningful in a way that one good week of job applications cannot replicate. Sign 5. You stop making work. This is the one. Out of all 5, this is the sign that I think matters most. Not because it's the most dramatic, it's actually quite quiet. It creeps in slowly. But because of what it reveals about what the job search has done to your relationship with the thing you were trying to build a career around. At some point in a prolonged, difficult job search, the making stops. Not deliberately, not as a decision, just gradually, the making stops. The portfolio hasn't been updated in 2 months. The personal projects that were always running in the background have gone quiet. The experiments, the exploration, the making for the sake of making, all of it has been replaced by the job search, which feels like it's in service of the career, but is actually draining the very thing the career is supposed to be built on. Because here's what the making is. It's not just portfolio content. It's not just skill development. It's the relationship between you and the craft. It's the reason you started. It's the thing that, when it's alive, makes the career feel worth building. And when it goes quiet, makes everything else feel hollow. When the job search has consumed the making, it's taken something it has no right to take. And that is the clearest sign I know that the search needs to change. The redirect here is immediate and non-negotiable. Start making something. Today. Not for the portfolio. Not targeted at a specific role. Not commercially optimized. Just make something because you want to. Give yourself 1 hour. One piece. One experiment with no audience and no purpose other than the making itself. And then, from that place, from the place of someone who is actively creating rather than passively waiting, reassess the strategy. Because the strategy looks different when you're making than when you're only searching. Okay, 5 signs. Let me name them cleanly. More than 6 months with no meaningful conversations. That's a structural problem, not a timing problem, and it needs a diagnostic, not more applications. Applying for roles that don't excite you. That's criteria drift, and the job you get from it won't be the job you wanted. Portfolio getting compliments, but not interviews. That's an audience mismatch, and the portfolio needs repositioning, not polishing. The job search has become a source of chronic anxiety. That loop is working against itself and needs to be broken. And you've stopped making work. That's the search taking something it had no right to take, and it needs to stop immediately. Any one of these is worth pausing for. 2 or more. And I'd seriously ask yourself whether the job search, in its current form, is still the right play. Not stopping 3D, not abandoning the career. Just being honest about whether this specific approach at this specific moment is the best use of the only resources that truly matter: your time, your energy, and your creative capacity. Now, something I want to address for the people watching this who are nodding along to 2 or 3 of those signs and thinking, okay, so what do I actually do instead? Because redirect your energy is directionally useful, but it's not a plan. And I don't want to leave you with a diagnosis without a prescription. The redirect that I think makes the most sense for most artists who've hit these signs, and I want to be specific about this, is not jumping straight to full-time freelancing. That's a different kind of pressure with its own challenges, and it's not the right move for everyone. The redirect is a specific, structured approach to building client relationships and income streams in parallel with a scaled-back, more targeted job search. Not abandoning the studio goal entirely, but taking the foot off the gas on volume applications and putting that energy into building the thing that makes you more attractive to studios while also potentially making the studio job unnecessary. There's a specific sequence to this. What to do first, what to do second, how to structure the parallel tracks so they reinforce each other rather than compete. And that sequence, that practical rebuilding framework, is what I want to go through in the next video. Because the decision to stop a job search is only the first half of the story. The second half is what you build in its place. And that half is where it gets genuinely interesting. So, 5 signs you should quit your 3D job search. More than 6 months, no meaningful conversations, diagnose before you continue. Applying for things that don't excite you. Criteria drift is not strategy. Compliments without interviews, wrong audience, not wrong work. Chronic anxiety that's feeding itself. Break the loop. Stopped making work. That's the clearest sign of all and the most important one to address. These are not reasons to quit 3D. They are reasons to quit this specific version of the search that is no longer serving you. And quitting it clearly, decisively, with intention is not failure. It's the most strategic thing you can do. The artists who make it through this industry are not the ones who never stop. They're the ones who know when to stop something that isn't working and build something that does. Subscribe if this kind of honest, straight-talking career content is what you need, because that's genuinely all I make. Hit the bell for the next video because the rebuilding framework is going to give you something to actually do with this clarity, which is the whole point. And drop a comment. Which of these 5 signs resonated most? 1, 2, all of them? Be honest. No judgment here, just real conversation. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.